Everybody, we're back. Mission Brief is finally back, and I'm gonna go ahead and. That's a great shirt right there. King of the kitchen, and this guy rubs his own meat on the. Yes, that's awesome. Much props to you, kid. I like it. So Jamie's kid is wearing, what is that thing? I can't remember what they're called.
An apron?
It's a
Yeah, the apron.
barbecue apron.
Said this guy rubs his own meat. That's great. That's about that age.
Yeah.
So quickly, we're gonna say this real quick and be done with it. But Marty, who is quite essential to the growing of Mission Brief and New Mission Motorsports and everything, he is no longer with us. He decided on his own terms to go. He's got other things he wants to focus on, and we wish him the best. But he is always welcome back to join us. The best to you, Marty, man. Cheers from Virginia to you in Louisiana.
Cheers from California to Louisiana.
Yeah.
And we already said it, but cheers from Virginia.
We're gonna miss his coffee talk and his the gumbo. But anyway, moving on. Charlotte, the Coca-Cola 600 tomorrow night. Who's your quick picks? Who do you guys think?
Oh, I guess you got to go with Blaney, right? He was pretty dominant. Who was dominant before at the beginning? Oh no, they were at Texas.
That was Texas.
Never mind.
Similar track.
Never mind. Yeah, never mind. He'll probably still be good though. You got all the regular ones. Kyle Busch has been real strong lately. Of course, the Hendrick, all the Hendrick Motorsports guys.
I feel like I have to lean towards a Chevy, even though I'm not a Chevy fan.
Yeah. But Gibbs is doing well.
Jamie, you can talk at any time.
He's
I have a question. I was about to Google it before I spoke up and made myself a fool here. So
I like how you raise your hand though, like we're in class.
well, used to it, but I'm glad it's over.
For real. Man, I'm 3 classes away from my bachelor's and I just can't go back and do it. I just can't do it.
Dude, I took 25 units this semester.
Yeah.
And I wanted for it to be over when it started, and I'm very over.
And it's all online now. And it's all writing and writing and writing. That's all it is.
All mine was in person. It's all
good. I'd rather do that.
So like on Tuesdays, I would go to class at 8:00 in the morning and I wouldn't get out until 10:30 at night.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a haul right there, man. Jeez.
But it's cool, man. I learned a lot and I'm very grateful. I know, kind of weird, but it's a Memorial Day tie-in. I'm very glad for the GI Bill.
Yeah.
Sure. To afford me the chance to learn some new skills and kind of get comfortable doing something new and being in the public. So that was pretty cool. But going to this weekend, I'm trying to figure out who's racing in the big show, so sorry.
Anybody that races every week.
Well, I'm sorry, dude. My mind is so Oma.
Oh, they picked up this Tanner Johnson guy out of freaking nowhere and just threw him in a car.
Fireball Roberts.
Yeah. Throwing him in the back on the fuel can.
Dude, to be honest, I don't even know where they're racing this weekend. My wife started talking about getting us tickets to Sonoma, and the only thing that I was thinking about was Sonoma. Like, if they're somebody special to Sonoma to race, or if it's going to be the typical guys. And then I remembered that it's a couple weeks away, so it doesn't matter. And then I got frigged up. So here we are.
Well, Sonoma, I'm going to be looking for the Toyotas to perform well. Joe Gibbs particularly. Everybody's pretty much Joe Gibbs and Toyota, but probably Martin Truex. I mean, he's been good there. But for this week, I have to look at Ross Chastain.
Yeah.
That guy has been consistent.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like Kyle's gonna break through. He's gonna stop having bad luck.
Larson?
No, Bush.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, he's really been strong the last few. And I'm
if,
not a Joe Gibbs guy. I don't like him, and I like him worse or less than Denny Hamlin. So,
if
but I
anybody
think
could turn it around, he'd be one of them.
yeah, him and Hamlin, they'll figure that whole thing out.
Yeah. I
Yep.
think a lot of the thing that's been killing everybody though is the tires, the left
Yeah.
rears in particular. And I don't know if you guys saw, but there's like a battle going on, like a not a battle, but like a verbal issue between NASCAR and Goodyear because Goodyear is saying the tires are made well and you need to quit dropping the pressures down too
Right.
damn low. And NASCAR is saying, well, they should be able to handle it. And
Yep.
I
But
mean,
I mean, that goes back Goodyear and NASCAR. I mean, I remember back in the late 80s, you know, early 90s or mid 90s, and they were saying the same thing, you know, stop dropping the pressures so much.
Yep.
Here's the recommended pressure, but you know, you take the chance, you drop it and you hope you don't blow a tire.
well, we definitely don't want the tire wars from what is that, the early 90s when
With Hoosier.
Hoosier, yeah, there. I don't
Yeah.
remember what year that was, but Hoosier was in it, and they're all fighting for the contract, and everybody's trying to make the best tire for the cheapest price, and they just had
Right.
tire failure after tire failure, and
Yeah.
Why don't they say screw it and make the best tire that's the best racing for the fans? That's the best consistent tire over the longevity of the life of the tire.
Yeah.
Because I mean, how much are you paying for let's be real here. How much are you paying for a NASCAR ticket? How much are you paying for food and beer, water, etc.
Oh,
at an
shit.
I understand that you have to maintain the facilities, but let's talk here.
I
Like,
think a beer this size at what was it, New Hampshire I went to last year, a 16-ounce beer was like $7-8 a can.
yeah,
Y'all
so,
making money.
so
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, we don't know the pyramid or the breakdown, sorry, of the intake and where it goes, how money goes and distributed and blah, 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 but they're making money. So, and you know, NASCAR fans don't really give, I don't know how this is going to go, but NASCAR fans really don't give a shit about COVID. They're fucking just wanting to go fucking watch some races, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm with them. And I think they're making money. I think that the hotels around the racetracks are making money. You see the facilities every week. They're not empty. The stands aren't empty. I know the campgrounds on the inside of the tracks are definitely, you know, have vacancy, but they're also pretty full. So
I mean, you're not. Oh God, what was it?
I'm not trying to be disrespectful or hateful or anything. I'm just
No,
saying.
but I mean, to get a hotel room near any of these racetracks and stuff like that, right before a race, used to be like they were sold out, and most of them are still sold out. But for miles around, they would be sold out. They've limited people in the stands now. I don't know if it was Texas last week. They had a bunch of stands that they just covered up, so you know they can fit more.
They do that at every track, and
Yeah.
specifically Richmond here in Virginia. They I remember, gosh, late 90s, maybe early 2000s. To get a ticket to that track, I had to go on base here when I was in the Army, and you had to enter a lottery to try to win tickets. You couldn't
Yeah.
just go buy tickets. It was packed. The whole backstretch was full of stands. It was a circle like Bristol. Now, when you go, the stands end in turn 2 and begin in turn 4. There's no backstretch stands. They covered up half of the ones that are there anyway.
Yep.
And so there's a lot less people going to races.
Well, Dave Moody posted something last year, 2 years ago, and they said that the most of the revenue now isn't from in-person stands. You still want to see it, but most of the revenue now is coming from TV.
Right, absolutely.
And commercials and
advertising.
Stuff like that. Yeah. Advertising. Yeah. So it's not that they don't care about what's going in the stands. They still want to have the people. It just doesn't make them as much money as just ad revenue and TV time.
Well, and you go to the race too, and you're missing a lot of the race. If you watch it on TV, you get a lot of this guy pitted early because of this. You get a lot of the strategy. When you're at the racetrack, you just watch you don't know what strategies are happening between the drivers,
Yeah, not unless you're really paying attention. You can
Yeah,
maybe watch two, three.
or somebody pulls in and puts their hood up. You don't know what happened to them. You got to wait until you get home, and so
Or if you have to buy a headset so you can hear
right.
the communication to know what's going on.
Yep. Now I remember back when Nextel was a thing. I had a Nextel phone, or maybe it was Sprint, but either way, we could listen to any car on my phone just by having that service back in the day. So I could go to any spotters, any team, and listen to what they were saying, just like the headset that you're going to get at your race. It's pretty cool.
See, that'd be nice to have. I'd rather have that as a sponsorship. Now, like, yeah, I can get Monster for cheaper and kidney stones. Yay!
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Well, hey, before we go on here real quick, we did talk about Marty leaving. But before Marty left, I was actually talking to someone else about joining because I wanted to have 5 people join us. Just thought it was a good number to have a conversation with. Caleb Ellswig joins us now tonight. Welcome to Mission Brief, Caleb. Do you want to tell everybody about yourself a little bit?
I do. Hey, James, I know you. You know me. Kevin, we last met last week, but I appreciate y'all letting me join. Me and Corey's been good buddies for the last, I don't know, probably a few months now, ever since we kind of joined Split Decisions. But me and him's the partnership that our two teams are combining is I think it's huge. I think Corey's running a lot better. I think my team is learning a lot from Corey. I know Robert's gained a lot of knowledge. So it's a really good partnership. And then what partnerships I already had with TTF, I think it just makes us better and all, makes us more of a power team. But I'm 26. I work as an IT technician for a federal bank. I've been doing IT work for about the last 12 years now. So I really enjoy it. My faith's very important to me. Sometimes I don't show it, but nobody's perfect. But yeah, I just enjoy racing in my free time, enjoying spending time with some good guys. Me and Corey talks a lot. And I think we've got some cool plans coming up. Me and Corey's going to talk about some things. Hopefully we can get you all in some endurance races with our teams if you're interested in it. We field a couple different teams that way. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to actually doing some endurance races. I kind of wanted to do the 600 this week, but it's tough with kids, and then with my wife doing college right now, it makes it a little tougher. So
yeah, absolutely.
But hey, man, thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy your time here. Thank you for joining the team. We've been doing this now. I think this will be our podcast number 12 or 13. We've had to take some weeks off, but I'm glad to have you here. And hopefully, you live in Virginia too, don't you?
I do.
Well, what a coincidence. We're all going to end up living in Virginia here within the next month.
Yeah, welcome, man. Where do you live in Virginia?
I live in a little town called Richlands. It's probably the closest town you're going to know is probably Abingdon.
Yeah, I don't know
near
that
the
one
Bristol
either.
Motor Speedway.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
about 20 minutes out. It's right on the Virginia-Tennessee line.
Oh, okay.
I used to live in a town called Chilhowie back in that area, and then I moved closer this way to see some family. But I'm an hour and 45 minutes from Martinsville, and about 30 minutes from Bristol, and about right at maybe under 2 hours to get to Charlotte.
Yeah,
I know it's weird. We did a trip up. What is that? 77.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we went to Withville. We went to Florida. We went to Independence.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And all those areas, and that was absolutely beautiful. You guys got a good piece of land out there, let me tell you.
Yeah, it's pretty much farming country, straight mountains. It's
cool.
It's a gorgeous
Yeah,
place.
your accent doesn't sound like you're from Virginia Beach or nothing. So
No, I'm a little bit countrified, as people would tell me.
I'm all the way out in Williamsburg, so I'm probably
I've been to Williamsburg.
whatever that is, like 77 hours from you or something.
Pretty close. I have to go about 18 mountains up and down the valley and through the wood.
Yeah. Yeah, well, welcome, man. I'm glad you're here. Cool.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys.
Yep.
Who's your pick for this weekend? Who's your pick tomorrow, Caleb?
God, I was a Gordon fan growing up.
Hey, yeah.
I kind of just became an Elliott fan after the fact.
Yeah.
Of course, you'd always like to see him win. I think there's a lot of
No, you don't. I don't.
Well, there's a lot of bad blood, I think, with that team.
Well, we know
I,
it's not.
I like
we-
Ross Chastain too.
Thank
I-
you.
I've been growing up a Chastain fan since way beyond when he was in trucks. I like to see any underdog win at least if Chase can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So we
Six
know
Suarez
it's
get
not
the
going to
first
be
win.
Keselowski. That's what we
Oh
know.
hell no!
Oh, we know it's not. I'm a Keselowski fan. I know it's not.
I could just retire before he wins the next race.
I don't know about that. Maybe
I don't. I
know.
don't see him winning a race unless it's through strategy by like a rain delay, or he just makes some bonehead call and doesn't pit, and somehow can get ahead of somebody, or there's 4 people wrecks like they did at Pocono at one time.
Yeah.
That's about all that's going to happen.
I was happy for him for buying his team
I agree.
or whatever, but I mean, it's a smart business move, but it wasn't a smart racing move. I don't know.
Well, and I think they're better since he's been there.
Oh,
and it
yeah.
just might be a year away. You
I
know,
think
Yeah.
Buescher's got a
The-
better shot to get a win than Keselowski.
yeah.
They're
I mean,
consistent.
Keselowski's
Yeah.
a very smart driver, I think. You know, some of the
Yep.
stuff that he did when he first got here on the restrictor plates, and he's a smart guy. I think they'll figure it out and they'll be competitive. I don't, you know,
Yeah.
can they compete with Hendrick and yeah?
No,
Well,
I think
he's-
eventually it'll be. I think he'll expand that team to probably back to 3 cars like the old days.
You really got to
Uh,
have 4. I mean, 3
yeah.
or 4. To,
Well,
oh,
and
we say
you know,
that, and then you got Trackhouse out there. You know,
well, now they went to 3 now with that developmental car.
yeah, and they got Kimi Räikkönen from
Raikkonen. Yeah.
F1. Yeah. He's coming
We're
out.
talking about
for-
Lewis Hamilton coming in a couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
Kimmy's a monster, dude.
Yeah,
That dude
he's crazy.
Right.
He's going to be at Watkins Glen.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of the ringers. Like
Yep.
like a
Boris
bull-
said, "Yep,
and you know, I have a lot of respect for those guys that can come from open wheel.
absolutely."
Not to bash a NASCAR, but to race a tuna boat with no downforce and no traction, you know, no mechanical grip, and just come out there and just be competitive is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll see how he does. I don't know. I don't think he's raced yet with NASCAR, but
I'm interested to see if they've talked about Dodge coming back in 2023.
get rid of Toyota and bring Dodge. I'm happy.
Well, I think what you'll see is either Stuart Haas will go to Dodge since his NHRA team's Dodge,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't be surprised to see, RFK probably will become the new Ford powerhouse with front row, and then you'll see good old Rick Ware shitfest go to Dodge too.
Yeah. And probably Petty. Who's Petty with? Is that where?
Petty's
GMS?
GMS.
Yeah.
They're Chevy right now. I don't see them leaving.
Yeah. They were Pontiac for a while. Weren't they
Yeah,
Dodge for a while?
They were Dodge with Allmendinger for a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll leave Chevy just because they've kind of got a pretty good powerhouse reliance with, you've got Colleague coming with them and then RCRs. I mean, they're all kind of doing a lot better.
Yeah. So they're
this year.
starting. Yeah. The performance.
I
is
mean,
a lot
Ty
better.
Dillon's not the answer in the 42, but
No. Yeah. But
I mean,
I mean,
a little bit about the Toyotas. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, starting in Charlotte.
yeah,
You
that's
know,
right. They did their qualifying stuff today.
they qualified tonight.
Yeah, it's like 7:45 or whatever.
was in the top 7. William Byron is out of Hyatt Chevy at 5th.
Come on
6th.
now.
Hendricks is in 6th. Bubba Wallace 7th in Toyota. So
Larson didn't even qualify.
Mm.
yeah, take the wheel to wall, man. That's all he's gonna do.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Larson, to be
Or
quite
as-
honest.
12th, Elliott 13th. We got Chastain 22nd, Almirola 24th. Gregson is 27th, Kazgrala 34th, Cody Ware 33rd, Keselowski 35th, and Larson, like you said, didn't qualify down 36th.
Yeah.
Listen, boys, I just think BJ McLeod's going to win it. Let's all be serious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm still a
he's-
Brad fan, but I tell you that 34th place. God dang it! He better be running a race set up for qualifying.
It's 35th. Get it right.
35th, Jesus.
I
Please
He didn't
kick
even
me when I'm
qualify.
down.
He didn't even qualify fast enough to beat the 78 car.
talk a lot
BJ
of-
McLeod beat him. Oh my
I
god!
think we could have went out there and beat him. I don't know.
Hey,
Yeah.
hold on.
In a
Can I-
go kart.
I could have took
That's-
my Corvette out there and got it.
I want a real question.
Yeah.
All right. So, do I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it. Do any of us, number one, have the balls to hop in one of these cars in a fucking qualifying setup, and number one, run it?
Oh, absolutely.
Hell yeah!
Now,
No, like,
that doesn't mean I'm going to drive fast. I might just
you're
drive like 30 miles an hour all the way
I'll
around.
give you my balls to do it.
Put around, right? These dudes are like hauling ass. Number one. Number
Yeah,
two,
no.
like, I mean, to hustle one of these tracks, man, that's gotta be scary.
Oh,
Oh,
I
no
agree.
doubt.
But it's the same
doubt.
point as when BJ McLeod is like 5 seconds off the pace compared to the entire field, and you qualify 5 positions underneath him. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like he only beat out the cars that wrecked.
Yeah.
But he's still
I don't want to play this game
Rick
anymore.
Ware Racing qualified better than him.
yeah, but dude, like
Where's Busher? Oh, Busher's 19th. Okay.
like holding on to a car that's like a rinky dink versus like a car that's like Joe Gibbs Racing. Or like
I mean, I get it, but
you got some
geez.
like under there with like a Ryobi impact, like
Yeah.
like yeah, it's good. You're like, all right. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Like it's okay. So like we're in the next gen cars, and what I was thinking with the old generation, like they ran them a few years. There was a year they had like the Fords are really good, and then they made some changes, and then the Chevys are really good. Then they made some changes, and the Toyotas are really good. To me, I was like, you know what? You want to make this shit fair? Give the Fords the setup that they had where they were really good. Give the Chevys the setup that they were really good. Give the Toyotas the setup that they were really good. And then run that.
I don't know if it was a setup was the thing, or if it was just they
lot of
were
it was
they were able
aero.
to find the system to get different body panels made to where it made them better.
That's what it was the aero body panel, like the aerodynamics of the car. And it's like, okay, so give the Fords, after you've run it a few years, you saw the Fords up there doing really well. You saw the Chevys doing really well. Now give them the best that they all had. 'Cause
I say make the damn cars like they look on the road. And if it's garbage, it's garbage. Change it. That's what they used to do. That's what they used to do back in the day. What did they
Yep.
do with the Monte Carlo back in the late 80s? They had to put that arrow window on the back because the Thunderbird was whipping their butts. So
Well,
they changed the
technology-
production car. You know, I know it's not that anymore. It's just
Yeah.
no, they're not stock cars anymore. But
Well, they never really were, actually.
yeah,
But
this
I mean,
car is supposed to be the equalizer. You know,
It's
At
that's
the
supposed
why.
to
beginning,
be.
I kind of thought that because
Well, you got Ross Chastain. You know, he's up front every week. The 99 does way better this year than he did any other time.
yeah. I mean, I looked at it
Suarez,
from
you
the
know.
perspective of, okay, I went and watched Rick Ware Racing. For the first few races, they actually finished on the lead lap and had this decent speed.
Yep.
And then now it's not even
Well,
close.
I
It's
mean,
back to the old thing again.
the big teams are gonna do the most research and put the most money into it. They're
Oh,
gonna figure it
yeah.
out.
Well, it's money.
Suspensions and
see, and that's the
computer
problem.
systems, and
Brad's already out of money with all the fines and shit this year. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll be right back. Hold on. Hey, everybody. If you love Mission Brief, check out New Mission Motorsports live on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Also, check out the content on YouTube. Videos downloaded every other day. Check out the competition if you missed it. New Mission Motorsports, the only channel dedicated to helping veterans and their families in time of need. Oh, man. I'm sorry. I'm still laughing. So, we just got done doing BRR, Burnt Rubber Racing, a new league we just signed up for. Well, the three of us. Caleb, you're welcome to join there. I've taken people, but we did a truck race tonight at Charlotte Roval. I gotta say, I loved it.
Yeah, you would. So Corey got the pole. It was a 30-lap race. I think he led 28 of them, and only because he pitted, he didn't lead the other two. So to get fuel halfway. So no, excellent race by Corey. Kick
All of
butt,
us.
man. Kick butt. Yeah, we qualified 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Me, James, And you
brand new to the league, take the top 3 spots. And I told them that we were all going to start from the back this morning too.
Yeah, you lied.
Yeah.
Well, once we practiced and we were at the top of the chart, it was like, well, we better qualify. We don't have to drive through all these people.
You couldn't pass.
Yeah, it was tough to pass, on the infield.
And then you
Yeah.
hear Jamie back there going, son of a bitch, as he spins.
I spun once.
Hey, I will say that you had hell of a truck control because I could not hang on to that thing. It was tough. It felt like there was no mechanical grip and then no downforce.
Yep.
So it was loose everywhere.
Yeah.
Second gear was super jumpy. And it was tough. It was tough to slow that truck down. So
Yeah,
did a hell of a job.
absolutely.
It was
Boys,
fun.
Corey
I enjoyed
forgot
it.
to tell you, I was driving for him. Let's be honest.
He was. He was sitting on
I'm
my
telling
lap.
you, it was impossible.
On the street a little bit, as I was watching from my phone, but yeah.
Well, see, like I was streaming, right? So you could see my face. So you had to have me holding the wheel, and he was
That's right.
underneath where you couldn't see.
I was working the throttle control, baby.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
down there, and he's,
yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
That's right.
Like, the track's getting slippery. Oh no, never mind. That's my phone.
That's
Anyway.
a whole different conversation.
Slippery
And next
than-
week's podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it
But
was
it was
fun.
difficult. It was difficult to drive that truck though. Just getting into the corners was hard not to spin out. And then once you got in and now you're coming out, like Jamie said, second gear was killer, man. It was so hard to hold that thing straight.
Well, I think they did the best they could creating a
The
setup.
setup. Yeah.
I mean, I don't judge because creating a setup is hard, and it's not a
Oh,
track
yeah.
that has a setup for it. It didn't feel right. I felt like there could have been a different rear end gear ratio that might have, if you made the gear ratio a little taller, especially going down the back. Jamie and I both did it. I forgot I was in the truck and went for 5th gear. Like I feel
Yeah.
like I could have done that if I was in like the FR 500 or something like that.
Yeah,
And then
but
therefore on the turns coming out, second gear wouldn't have been as bad as it was.
Right. It was just a little too
Short.
Yeah. Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but I think that I don't know who built the setup, but it could have handled better in the corners. Yeah, it was a kind of a slap together job, but at the same time, I defend the gear ratio selection, because 5th gear, if you would have been able to grab 5th, then you would have been able to drive way deeper into that bus stop, and you would have had way more people overshoot it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was a taller gear ratio. You would have been people drive way too deep.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
So I hate to play devil's advocate here, but I kind of like that limiting factor. I think that was
Yeah.
pretty good for the whole field.
It was
Yeah.
fun.
And you could run third. When you come out of the corner, you could just be in third, and it's a little slower, not much slower,
No.
but
It bogged
helped
down, I
grip.
felt.
Yeah, especially in the late stages of the run where your tires are really worn out, you're really slowing down in those corners. Third gear was kind of rough, a little bit too slow.
So Caleb, this is BRR. They are a very good league. I used to run them before I went to Freaky Fast, and it's a great league, man. If you want to check it out, Saturday nights and Sunday nights they run. I'm gonna miss tomorrow night, unfortunately, but it was fun. We
Wait,
showed
more
up for our
offended
first race
again?
and dominated that shit. What's
And
that?
Saturday nights is trucks, and Sunday nights is Xfinity, and they also have a cup league. And I don't know when they run, but I think you have to be invited to that cup league.
I think it's after Xfinity. I think.
Yeah, I don't think you can just jump into cup. I think you have to be invited. So
I mean, more offended that I wasn't invited again, but whatever. Love you too, Corey.
You know what, man? It's steps. It's steps. We
That's
brought
right.
you in
I'm
here.
sorry. Yeah, that's right.
It's.
Sorry. Let me forget.
I gotta make
I
sure
mean-
I can beat everybody else because I'm always trying to beat you.
Listen, don't start with that. Listen, you
You're
beat me
fast.
last week. What else do you want from me? I let you win last week, okay?
Let me
I had
win.
my own teammate wreck me. Like we worked it out.
Dude, I'm telling you, if you want to see some hilarious shit, I made the video. Go to my YouTube, guys. Check out the video from Triple Threat at Michigan, the last lap.
I watched you laugh.
I'm still laughing about it.
Like, I just watched you sit there like bawling your eyes out, laughing at me. And I'm like, really?
Well, it was because like you yelled, you were like,
Oh, I
Ackerman!
was so pissed. Oh
And,
my
like,
God.
I can see you go to the left as you're disappearing, and it sounded like your voice disappeared with it.
Oh, that was my mic being thrown across the floor.
Dude, I was rolling. It was
Oh.
great. What's up, Jamie? I know you're trying to say something.
I fucking forgot.
It was
Perfect.
great, man. I'm sitting there looking at the video, and it's like I've got 5 views, and it's probably all me looking at it going, Ackerman!
Oh yeah, it's great. Yeah, loved it.
Oh man.
Oh, it was hilarious.
That's all right. We got something for you in Iowa. I think you missed a good
Probably
race
do.
Monday.
Oh shit.
I got a setup for us that'll knock some socks off people.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get there. I need to get there on Mondays too. I'm hoping to be able to hit these streams a lot more now. We got everything set. It's nice to get back into something again after, put the drama behind us and let's get back to work.
That's right.
So
Got to keep you in the playoffs.
yeah.
I'm willing to drive anything up until July 15th. After that, I don't think I can iRace anymore until Elon Musk speeds some shit up in my area.
Like I said, man, you're welcome to use my shit. You break it, you buy it though.
Yeah, see, one of those things like, I don't want to talk about on podcast, but one of those things you can't, rent,
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
lease to own sort of deals.
But I'm glad you're gonna be able to still remain part of the new mission and the podcast. And I mean, we'll get you back racing somehow.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be excited to live in Hicksville, Nowhereville.
If it's
So-
100 megabytes a second, I think that's fast enough.
Where are you moving to in Virginia?
Newcastle.
You're probably gonna have Xfinity.
Yes, he will. He's
No,
about
They don't have Xfinity.
Then
really.
What those like?
He's rolling with HughesNet or some shit.
I got all this web internet for you at $499 per month at 2 megabytes. And I'm like, fuck these people.
You're going back to dial up.
Yeah, I'm the Wi-Fi my shit. Like, I'm no, it's like or the 90s when I was trying to like fucking dial up Napster to fucking
Yeah.
like enter Sandman, like,
Or like AOL sent you like
Mom.
8 hours of time on a disc.
Yeah. oh shit, 3.2 megabytes. I don't know if I can do it before my mom gets, like fuck. I hope nobody calls me. And then, like,
The
no,
good
like,
old
I wanna-
days, man.
they're gonna be like Virginia. Oh man, that's like Iberia for iRacing. They're gonna fucking know that I'm gonna bash their shit because I got 300 ping. I don't need that in my life.
You're just gonna see that and not even want to drive anywhere near you.
you'll
My
win a
team-
lot more races that way.
My was
Yeah. Well, I had that a couple weeks ago in triple threat. Somebody in front of me was just gone the whole time. Like they'd flashed. and then-
Clark. It's probably Clark.
I can't remember who it was, but it was like I was afraid to get anywhere near him.
Gleep Glorp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I enjoy that league. I think I'm gonna actually try it or keep running it next.
You
season.
better.
Oh, I'm planning. I think I'm planning on it. It's just, I mean, it's frustrating, but
Caleb needs a push.
That's right. In
yeah.
the fence.
I mean, I felt like Caleb, you and I were doing really well that week at Talladega. It's just at the Monday night one, but
Somehow, ever since we partnered up, every time I've helped you now, I've been wrecked, and you've succeeded out of it. So I don't know how that's a thing or not, but whatever. We won't talk about that.
only that one time going into the pits at Michigan.
Oh my God, I could have killed you at Michigan too for that. Like it just wasn't my day.
I felt bad, dude. But the thing was I had to run, and I'm just like, dude, I was inside of you.
Well, yeah,
And
you had to
then you-
run, but you tore the whole back end off.
Careful,
Oh,
Jamie. I heard it too, Jamie.
Oh man,
I heard it too, Jamie.
are you only 26? I mean, it'll grow back, but oof.
Yeah, yeah, he tore it off. He ripped it and showed it to me and stuck it
Oh,
back.
F off.
Well, we came out of two. He got loose. I had to run on the inside because I didn't get loose. And I'm just like, dude, let me go. And he's like, no, I'm like letting you go. I'm like, I'm here. Like, I'm sitting there looking in my other. I've got 3 triple screens. I got triple screen here, and I'm sitting there looking at
Okay,
his
Ackerman.
door.
In the ice.
It was funny.
Well, see,
I
he
felt
decides to say that we're going to pit going down the backstretch, and he's in the inside of me when he says, "Yeah, we're going to go pit. Let's go pit, Caleb." I'm like, "All right, cool. You're going to have to let me down." No, I'm here.
You can get down. Get
How
down
am I
behind
supposed
me.
to pit?
Get down behind me.
There's 2 cars behind us. There's no way I'm getting back there. I'm like, yeah, okay. So I was like, well, we're going to pit together then.
What
And
did
then I
Mar- what did-
cleared him. I even braked late, cleared him, was great. Just Mosley driving down 45 miles an hour down the pit road. Then all of a sudden, I see this big blue 12 blur come in, and just all of a sudden, I see the spoiler in my mirror now. And I'm like, well, dang, there goes my back end. And then he goes, oh, my bad. I didn't think I hit you. What?
No. It was an accident. I dove in because I had a shallow arc, and it got really tight and washed up. And I was like, fuck.
Or it was like in practice, I couldn't find my pit box. Yeah, okay.
Oh shit, it was funny, man. I felt so bad. I even said something in the interview afterwards. I was like, I hit Caleb and I'm sorry.
Oh, and then that's just like, that's okay. They're like, oh, you did good. You still won the race. I'm like, did you not watch the last lap? What
Yeah,
happened?
but you were leading.
Oh, yeah,
You
I
were
know.
leading on that last lap, and there was no way I was gonna catch you until
He didn't even get penalized. I can't even, I'm shocked he didn't get penalized.
Oh my god, I was rolling when that happened. I
I
felt
was like,
bad for
I
you,
just
but I was
can't
cheering.
win. But thankfully, I had enough points to cover it, so I'll take that. and move
I
on,
needed
but-
it. I needed a good night because I was
Yeah, I
out.
could tell.
I was
I could
out,
tell.
dude. I was out of the playoffs because of what happened at Talladega.
Well, I know, but you put me in the wall once, then you wrecked me down pit road, then you want to kill me at the last.
No, I
lap. I mean, I
didn't.
got it. Yeah, whatever.
I didn't put you.
Watch
in
your
the, what are you
replay. I don't want to hear it.
talking-
All right. Caleb's trial run. I think we're gonna
Yeah.
edit it all
That's
out.
right. That's right.
We can start over.
I guess I'm gonna.
Hey, Corey,
Oh, I'm sorry. Was this recorded? I'm sorry. I didn't.
I
know
guess
that.
I'm gonna go back and give myself 6 views now by
Yeah.
myself.
That's right.
you're a 2-star Google review at best.
Yeah.
man.
Go back to minute 42 of your video.
You've got that shit.
Oh yeah,
He's like, I know exactly where this shit.
it's on the
happened.
Ellswick Discord page. Don't worry.
Hey, don't worry, Caleb. Corey's hit me quite a bit too. It's-
Oh yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
know Corey.
Yeah,
Didn't.
but
I
you were
remember-
already like laps down. You were in my way.
I remember.
Oh, if that makes it better.
Dude, I
No,
did-
usually I'm making the mistake. I'll admit. We were at where were we? Daytona or something. We started first and second. You were on the outside. We're going to turn one. I'm just like, yeah, you can come down. Well, we were still
Yep.
side by side.
Yep. They
So
don't. Oh
when
my
he
god, I
came
remember
down, he
that.
ran right into me. Yeah.
We had that field licked, man. We were
Yeah.
done.
Yep.
And also, yeah, he's like, clear,
That
come
was-
down. So I went
No,
down and wrecked
I
him.
didn't say clear. In my head, I was like, yeah, you can come down when we get on the backstretch. But all I said was, you can come down in front of me.
Pow,
Well,
nailed him.
So
Mission
going
accomplished.
in turn one, and I'm the rookie, right? So in turn one, he comes down. I should have backed way off before that and gave him room, but you know. So yeah, I've hurt Corey quite a bit
It was funny.
in our travels.
Yeah, we've had a couple of good runs, especially
Yeah.
Watkins Glen running out of fuel in the last lap.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
felt
had
bad
that
for you on
one.
that one too. That one dude really kicked our ass.
That last whole month. Oh yeah, Alvarez. Oh god, you don't even need
Jesus.
to be in the trucks.
He
Put a
beat
guy
the
in
entire truck field by over a lap.
2 laps. You were the only
Wow.
one that was just 1 lap down.
I was the only
Everybody
one
else
a
was
lap
2.
down. yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did it. Oh my god. Praise be to he.
Some
Well, I think
people
he
are
had a
just,
pro
you know,
license.
Yeah, some people are just good, man. That's how much time can you put into this? That's how,
Yeah.
that's how good you can be.
That's where I mean I get it. I got a little bit of advantage there now because I can, and this has become my job. So I need to get better.
It's good, man. Yeah, because the more you learn, the more we learn. So
But you have to admit, though, Corey, like, I'm not going to toot your own horn here since it's your podcast, so I'm not going to suck up. But anyway, you were crap at the start. Like, you couldn't finish a race. And it wasn't
you're not
any
wrong.
It wasn't any part of your fault. Like,
No,
I
you're
mean,
not
honestly.
wrong. You are.
And
'cause
then,
I-
like I said, after, like, probably after the first 2 weeks, like you were down there on the bottom in points and triple threat, and then all of a sudden you just turned it on.
Well,
It's like it started to click with you.
well, I mean, that was part of when I was part of back row, and I was telling them, I was like, I'm getting so tired of getting wrecked. And a lot of times it was my right rear. A car would come
Yeah.
down and hook my right rear, and they'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, bro. And it's like, dude, what the every time?
Well, it's all on how you decide to race those upper classes, and sometimes they don't like it, but sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes they got to understand they got to let you have the right of way too.
And I think a lot of people need to understand like both sides of it. Like we have
agree.
the advantage in the turn where they have the advantage in the straight. So why are you blocking me in the turn? I'm not going to block you in the straights.
Right. Well, I mean, we can't. I mean, they're 20 miles, especially when they cut our engine power. That's the biggest thing, that I
God.
feel is the issue with them. But I
Looking
mean,
forward to
I
next
enjoy the
season.
racing. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I get to actually run the whole season then next time because I started in about 4 or 5 races into the season and you're right, I had a shit start and worked
You
my
didn't
way
even
back
make it
up.
like 10 laps that first race you was in.
No, I mean,
You got killed. Which none of it was your fault. I mean, it was just, you can see the improvement. I mean, from everybody. I mean, even in the truck class specifically, you can see the improvement.
Well, look at Pocono. I mean, I was actually live streaming
absolutely.
Pocono too, but Pocono I only lasted 9 laps.
Yeah. That's the most defeated I've ever seen you come talk to me. I was like, what did you do? I'm thinking like your neighbor's dog died, something.
Nope. No, we went in there and the guy through the tunnel turn 2.
Yeah.
He just sent it, wiped me out completely. I gave him so much room. Then he's like, I got tight. I was like, because you overdrove it. And then, we come back out for the restart after that caution. I did my quick repair, and right in front of me, 2 guys wrecked, and that was it. Game over, 9 laps in, done. I was like, this is fantastic.
Yeah. I'm just hoping we can get to stay in the top 3 at the end of this and get promoted over to Xfinity and not have to deal with some of that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can dominate the rest of the season. I don't know. We'll see after Iowa. But I'm not solidified into the chase. I don't know if you've looked at the points, but apparently last I looked, me and someone else, I think Wheeler, are actually tied. Like he's 0 below and I'm 0 above. So
yeah, because they went back and updated that. So you remember when we were trying to figure out that stage 1, like who got the stage points and stuff.
Yeah.
So they had to go back and change that around because they ended up awarding the stage win to the 50 truck instead of me.
Of course.
Yeah, which ended up awarding you less points than Wheeler.
Really?
So yeah, you both are tied. Oh yeah, because when the caution came out, Wheeler was ahead of you because him and Sidner was both coming off pits. Remember, that's when I was saying like, well, how are they going to score that? Because technically, I was the leader when I crossed the finish line, but Sidner was still actually.
Well, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Kuzumano. Was like,
yeah.
He asked me, he's like, how are you confused by where you were? I was like, because my crew chief said this, my overlay says this, and iRacing's overlay says this. I had 3 different positions at the same exact time.
Like, well, yeah, I mean, when they dropped the caution flag, the 50 truck and the 60 truck were down pit road. They were actually being pitted. But when the caution came out, we were coming off of 4 and they were still sitting in pit road. So it was still scoring them as the leaders. But when the field gained back up, they came back to the end of the line, but then it told them to come past all of us. So they ended up giving them, even though they gave them an EOL, they still got the points for it.
Well, I guess it's a good thing I won then.
Yeah, I agree.
Unfortunately, seeing you go flying through the infield.
Yeah. Let's move on.
So Kevin,
next topic.
He's like, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah. That's just like my nightmares now.
So we're getting close to the end of time here anyway. Kevin, what's your thing that you had going on? We've talked about this a little bit. I'd like to deal with it or do it.
Okay, so we're going to try to, I don't know if we'll do it every week or every once in a while, maybe talk about a rule in iRacing that affects the race. So an example and where this came from is, let's see, I think it was Talladega or Daytona. I don't remember which one now. It's about 3 or 4 weeks ago. But we were doing a race, and it was one of these races that had incident limit. You know, you hit 19 incident points, you get a black flag, a drive-through penalty, and then every 6 incident points after that, you get another drive-through penalty. So this is my first race that I ever dealt with that. Anyway, we went. I was involved in a couple of wrecks, not my fault, in front of me.
Sure.
Hit a couple trucks. Not really. In this case, for real. So eventually, I got enough incident points. I got a drive-through penalty. I didn't feel like I did anything wrong. Anyway, so we did the drive-through. So later on in the race, I raced on the outside up to the front. I cut down in front of the leader, on the bottom side, probably like 15 laps to go. I take the lead. I cut down low. The guy behind me is pushing me, and he gets spun. When he gets spun, I get a black flag. I didn't wreck. I kept going, but I get a black flag for incident points. So I think maybe because he was touching my bumper, that when he spun, that gave me incident points somehow.
I have a
don't know.
question.
Yep.
When it gave you a black flag,
hmm
did it go, was that 16 incident points or 17 or whatever?
Yeah, it was 19 the first one, and then it was every 6 after that. So I got the first one. I served it from being in other wrecks, and then this one was later in the race, almost at the end of the race, and I got a drive-through penalty. So and the caution came out when the wreck happened, but I think because he was touching my back bumper, I got incident points. I think that's what happened.
Just enough 2x there to get you over limit, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. And if I bump the guy in front of me at a super speedway and I'm pushing him, do I get incident points for that?
If you
Is-
push them
If
hard
it
enough,
says,
Hard enough, yeah.
if
I
it
see.
says 2x or
Yeah.
1x, if you get 0x for bump drafting, then no. But if it starts accumulating, then of course.
Yeah, so
And
I never watched the accumulation either. I never looked up to see because once again, this was my first race dealing with that, so it was a big learning curve for me.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's where road courses get you too, because they add up. Like those little
off
off tracks.
tracks. Yep.
Yeah.
Or touching the wall or yeah.
Yeah. I just shoved my engine through the wall. I shouldn't get any points for that.
Oh, but I don't know. So I don't know if I'm down with the incident count. I know why they do it. I understand it's an easier way for them to police what's going on, but I'm not sure. I don't know. For me in that race, I don't feel like it was fair. But it was fair because that was the rules,
What license class was it?
It's
It's a league, I think.
it was freaky fast. You were
It's
probably
a
in a
league.
race.
It's a league. Then fuck it. Like
Yeah.
that. I'm sorry for the expletive.
No,
but
no, no.
That,
It was a
that
league
doesn't
race.
that doesn't really actually pertain to iRacing because they can alter the rules and do whatever they want with the incident count.
Right. So
So
yeah,
I'm not trying to throw blame on a league or
But
but that's
but I think
that's a
they do
specific
it
type of
because it's
rules.
easier for them to do that than to have to watch the race and black flag somebody for rough driving or
Doesn't some of the officials have that though in road course racing? I haven't done too many of the long endurance races for officials, but don't they do that?
I mean, there's an X limit. Once you hit a certain amount, you have to come in for a stop and go, and then after that, you have to come in for a certain period of time. That's normal.
So the fix for this, and which I didn't know, right, until after that race, is when you get an X or you get an incident, it at the top of the screen, it's counting it. It's telling you, hey, you got 1, you got 2, you got 3, for whatever, So if you're bump drafting and you're hitting the guy a little too hard, you might get an incident point for that. So you need to pay attention to that.
We ain't in the Navy. You don't have to hit that ass too hard.
I mean, I don't know. I think most bump drafting within reason is a 0x.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things like, hey, we know you bumped him, but we're not counting it.
Yeah.
And You have
So
to
if
like,
somebody hits me in the ass, if somebody hits me from behind,
And
I
that
get it.
sucks.
I get an incident for that.
You can.
yes,
Because
yes.
that happened if like, and I think that's what happened on that last one where I was the leader, and he like it didn't upset my truck at all. I just kept driving, but I think he was pushing me, and then when he got hit and he spun, he slid on my bumper or something, and we were touching. So
Yeah.
that gave me an X.
And the thing with that is when you like, if you protest iRacing or whatever, they're not going to give you the safety rating back. You know what I
Right?
mean?
Yeah.
Because they don't have marshals that can watch every single split of every single race.
No,
So
they're
the
only got a
X's
few.
are the X's, and they'll just kind of review.
Yeah, I guess it's
Um,
all good. We just gotta.
I
If
feel
you're in
like-
a race like that, you got to pay attention to your incident count at the top of the
I
screen.
feel like they could program it to where if you're getting hit in the rear, why does it fall on you? Because the sporting code does say it's on the person in the rear to pass safely.
Yeah, but that doesn't that's kind of fucking that's off, because say you're going into Sonoma, you're going to the last 180 of the corner, and you know the dude's diving too hard and he's got 15 incident points, and you slam the brakes and he hits you and then he's DQ'd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
you can't do that.
It's just one of the
kind
things you gotta deal with, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's one of those algorithms that depends on human behavior, in my humble opinion, that you can't really like take into consideration.
Behavior.
It's hard to predict.
Coming from the dude that just ran up somebody's ass last week. He just it was funny.
Yeah,
I've been there
sorry.
too. I've done it. It's funny as fuck.
No, he has.
Oh, I've done it.
Yeah, I've ran people over and I've made mistakes, you
Yep.
know, and I'll always apologize. But
Yeah.
you know, if somebody wrecks me, then it's like, dude, come on.
Well, it's one of those where like whether or not you're the receiving end of it or the guy who did it, if you're gonna run like that, and some people expect
Yeah.
it back. I mean,
Yeah, you can't antagonize somebody for 5 or 10 laps
yeah.
and then wreck them and then be like, oh, I tore this dude's truck up. Let me just freaking dilly dally around here for these caution laps. Nah, bro, I'm gonna put you in the fucking wall because you suck. And if I was there, I would backhand you. I would pimp slap you. That's what I would do. You know, like I'm tired of this. That's done. You know, like Tyson says, you know, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
I mean, I know this is virtual racing, but human emotion is real. If you're some people take this stuff seriously, some people don't. I take it seriously because this is the only opportunity I get to actually race. I've always wanted to race. I can't afford a real car, especially with gas prices nowadays. But hey, shit. But anyway, hey, I appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Next week we will be back. We got a special guest coming up here shortly, and working on that on the back end. But I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you guys for joining me tonight, and enjoy the race tomorrow in Charlotte. Caleb, welcome to the group, brother. Glad to have you.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, have a good one, guys.